Men appealing to men to stop the violence. Patrick Peterson of Steenberg in Cape Town is a community worker who has been vocal about gender-based violence in his area. Peterson says it saddens him to see how families are torn apart too often at the hands of violence perpetrated by men.
And the thing I want to say today, like a man like me, I respect my wife and my kids. That's why I always tell them, don't go there and there, by that place and that place, because there's the wrong place to go. Right? And that's what I told today. I want to ask, please, God, pray for the men also.
But as usual, the majority of marchers today were women.
I think today's march is very significant for us. Today's march is in aid of justice, safety and dignity for all women and children out there. You know, abuse is real. The death of a woman is real. The stuff that's happening in this world is real. But we are telling you today, we are not going to stop. We're not going to stop Women's Day. We're going to continue to encourage women to wear their crowns.
Justice failed us this month. I must have to say that, because each and every day, one of our kids killing with a man. I mean, this is really unfair. So I said to the people or the women, they mustn't keep quiet. They must have to break the ice. They must have to say that, because we're fighting for GBV. I mean, this is really terrible.
The DA, Siviwe Guagube, joined her constituency in the march. She says far too often the plea for an end to the violence seems to reach the wrong audience.
Look, it has been a somber month indeed, Abra, and unfortunately millions of South African women in this country still feel very unsafe. And so today we're here to firstly, of course, commemorate the women of 1956, but we're also saying that while they were fighting for a different kind of injustice, we too are fighting a different kind of injustice, where we are seeing DNA backlogs, at the number of 140,000. And that means that is justice denied to so many women who have been raped, who have been murdered, and who have been killed.
Guagube is also South Africa's Minister of Basic Education. She says government has to place a special focus on reaching male learners in schools.
We are also having a conversation about the boy child. It's very important that in our commemorating and celebrating and protecting girls, we're not leaving boy children behind. And in this year, we marked the very first International Day of the Boy Child to say to them, how do you become responsible citizens? What does consent mean? How do you say no to violence? How do you say no to bullying? And so, yes, while we are fighting this thing at a macro level, I have a responsibility as the Minister of Basic Education to say, how do we begin at it from a younger age?
Despite the cold and wet Cape Town weather, marchers completed their journey to the police station. Here, party leaders called on the acting police minister, Professor Firoz Kachalia, to make the prioritization of the DNA backlog his first order of business. Abra Barbia, SABC News, Gugulethu, Cape Town.